grad class elects the person whom they feel best represents their class to give a valedictorian address. To be elected for this esteemed position is indeed an honor. Our valedictorian, chosen by his peers on behalf of the class of 2010, is Javid Dharas.
Surprise, Mom. You are all going to die when I read the speech. It's awesome. But first, I'd like to take a minute to thank Ms. Owen for her gracious words, and Ms. Pereira, and for that awesome rendition of Landslide by Donald Bland, Aidan Kahn, and Caden Robinson. It was beautiful. Grads, this is not a dream. This is not a drill. It's here. It is finally here. It's been on our minds since we came to Rockridge 5 years ago, even if at times it seemed absurdly far away. It's definitely been on our minds the last few months as we ground through a seemingly endless lineup of tests and projects apparently designed to drive us to self-harm. Grads, this is the moment we've been waiting for as we watch the years preceding us graduate. This is the day we've anticipated as we enviously looked on as older siblings and friends got to don the gown and cap. Now, it's our turn. Today's the day we graduate from high school. The day we are recognized as adults, mature individuals, and fully function, the members of society with some functionality. My name is Javid Dharas. Some of you might know me as Javid, Javid, Jamal, or David. Nevertheless, class of 2010, I'm your valedictorian, a word which sure means full of regret putting my name on that ballot, but here we are. I can't say that I'm any great orator or that I'm a master debater, but 5 years at Rockridge have taught me a decent amount about doing it live. So, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, teachers, parents and guardians, siblings, grandparents, fellow grads, what follows is an honest speech. Please allow me to apologize in advance. Graduation is a time of reflection and looking forward to the future is a cliched statement. The more honest one goes a little like, graduation is a time of unprecedented elation, anxiety, and a time of the unremitting horrors of finals, projects, and final projects. Weirdly, that quote doesn't pop up when you Google graduation at 2:30 a.m. because you haven't started your speech the next day. Good for you. It is a valid one, although even it does not address the heart of what graduation is about, because we are at the end of what we will come to see as a defined period of our lives. And as we walked across the stage, we moved from one era into another. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but my memory ain't what it used to be, and as unreal as it might seem to us now, we started this journey as fresh-faced grade 8s 5 long years ago. We bundled into Rockridge's unfamiliar halls bursting with individuality, and as we became more comfortable with each other, we started to interact and form the connections that carried us through the last 4 years. We grouped together into cliques which shifted and blurred until now we identify as grads, first and foremost. Point is, from the start, we were a class with more than our fair share of flair, and our multi-talented grade has grown as a group. We're a class of athletes and actors, singers and dancers, writers, musicians, mathletes and scientists. Our diversity is our strength, and as we progress, we've taught math competitions, track meets, music festivals, and on occasion, we happen to absolutely and totally dominate rugby championships. Hell yeah, boys. By the time we moved past grade 8, we were feeding off each other's creativity and personality, gradually becoming more and more closely meshed, like some kind of delicious Rockridge Raven loaf, which sounded a lot less disgusting on paper. We've been in the oven for 5 years straight, and during that time, we've risen to perfection, scattered with a few fruits, a handful of nuts, and a little brown sugar on top. Now we're ready to emerge from the oven, victorious and steaming. Now, I know what y'all thinking. You're thinking, wait, why is he talking about bread? What possible relevance could baked goods have to the topic at hand? Is he confused? Is he just hungry? Well, ladies and gentlemen, maybe I am just hungry. And maybe I don't really know where I'm going with this metaphor, but I do know this. This grad class or fruit loaf, I would definitely eat it. But there's a flip side. Grads, the truth is, we've had it pretty easy the last 5 years, because now we're moving out into a wide new world. A world fraught with danger and opportunity. A world beyond the ski lodge-esque halls of Rockridge. It's an exotic world, swimming with new experiences and ideas like rent and bills. I'm not sure of the pronunciation here, but something called laundry. The last 5 years have taught us a lot, more than we may currently realize. And who knows when our ability to evaluate the use of literary features in poetry, bake a lemon meringue pie, dissect a fetal pig, or graph a sinusoidal function will come in handy. Well, let's be honest, probably never. And I don't even really know what a sinusoid is, but I do know this. The lessons we've learned at Rockridge transcend rote memorization and meaningless facts. All the exams, tests, and the days spent studying, weeks of review, and the years of mastering the Google Advanced Search function finally paid off. We've learned how to cope with school life and social life at the same time, and how to manage schedules that have included every extracurricular under the sun. We've been schooled in hard work and its dividends, and along the way we learned how to avoid death at the hands of a tripod-wielding maniac. That reminds me, there's a Kodak collapsible they're using for grad photos in the balcony, but it's not loaded, so. Parents, teachers, friends, and guests, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Your grads aren't as really sure of themselves as they'd like you to think. In fact, sometimes we're racked with doubt and uncertainty about ourselves and the future. But today we cross the stage a bit taller, a shade more experienced, and a little wiser. For that, and for so much more, we need the graduating class of 2010, or our parents, and the fine teachers of Rockridge, many thanks. Thanks for being patient with us, because we know it hasn't always been easy. Thanks for seeing in the discordant and rowdy grade A class of 2005, the potential that shines through tonight in the graduating class of 2010. Thank you for pushing us to do what we need to do to become the people that we are today. Now it's time, grads, to really say goodbye to high school. It's over. Our high school lives are no more. The rest of our lives, however, have just begun to unfurl over the future. There's nothing certain about what awaits us out the double doors and down the drive from Rockridge, but we do know where we came from. We know once a Raven, always a Raven. We are the graduating class of 2010, and ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye out, because we're going to do this life thing real big. Much love, and thank you.
Thank you, Javid. The other day, Javid and Miss Owen and I were sitting in my office comparing speeches and saying, well, I'm going to start with this, I'm going to start with that. And I was just amazed when I said, well, I'm starting with Benazir Bhutto. Do you know who that is? And he absolutely did and could talk to me quite intelligently about her. And that's, I think, one of the things that shows our kids growing from little learners in grade 8 into the leaders that we see before us today. Grad class with great enthusiasm and great potential. And I think our school, too, in being what it is today, has to thank Marnie Owen for her very enthusiastic stewardship and for all that she does to help us all become from learners to leaders, including myself, who